In the land of Israel, the Philistines ruled over God's people. There was a couple named Manoah and his wife who had no children. They longed for a child but felt hopeless. One day the angel of the Lord appeared to Manoah's wife while she was alone and said, "You will have a son. His name will be Samson. He will be dedicated to God, and he will help free Israel from the Philistines." Manoah's wife goes to him, and they are both filled with joy and awe at this message. They were overjoyed. Samson was special from the start. His life was set apart for God. He would grow up strong and powerful, chosen by God to deliver Israel. As Samson grew older, his strength became legendary. One day, while walking in the forest, he came face to face with a wild lion. The lion roared and charged at him, but Samson, filled with the strength of God, grabbed the lion by its jaws and tore it apart with his bare hands. Afterwards, Samson walked away, and on his way back through the same forest, he discovered something unusual. Bees had made a hive in the carcass of the lion, and inside the hive, he found honey. Samson ate some and even shared it with his parents, but he didn't tell them where it came from. Samson had a weakness for love. One day he saw a woman named Delilah. She was a Philistine, but Samson fell in love with her. The Philistine leaders saw an opportunity. They came to Delilah and offered her a large sum of money if she could discover the secret to Samson's strength. Delilah was curious, and the Philistine leaders knew they could use her to find out what made Samson so strong. One evening, she asked Samson, "Tell me, Samson, what makes you so strong? How can you be bound and become weak like any other man?" Samson looks at her with a mischievous smile and said, "If you bind me with 7 fresh bowstrings that have never been dried, I will become as weak as any other man." Delilah was quick to test him. She called for the Philistines to bring her 7 fresh bowstrings. When they did, she bound Samson while he was asleep. But when she shouted, "Samson, the Philistines are upon you," he broke free easily, and the bowstrings were nothing more than a pile of threads. Delilah looks frustrated, but she hides her disappointment. She said to Samson, "You have mocked me and told me lies. Please tell me the truth. How can you be bound?" Samson laughed and said, "If you bind me with new ropes that have never been used, I will be weak." Again, Delilah calls for the Philistines to bring new ropes. They do, and she ties Samson while he sleeps. When she shouts again, "The Philistines are upon you," Samson breaks the ropes as if they were nothing. Delilah was hurt and angry. She said to Samson, "Samson, you're mocking me again. You haven't told me the truth. Please tell me how you can be bound." Samson, still not revealing the full truth, finally says, "If you weave the 7 locks of my hair into a loom and tighten them with a peg, I will become weak." Delilah quickly sets up a loom, and when Samson is asleep, she weaves his hair into the loom. When she calls out to him again, "The Philistines are upon you," he wakes up, easily pulls his hair free, and the loom falls apart. Delilah wasn't giving up. Finally, she wore Samson down, saying, "How can you say you love me if you don't trust me?" Samson got tired and weary and finally revealed the truth. "If you cut my hair, I will lose my strength." That night, Delilah had Samson's hair cut while he slept. As soon as she did, Samson's strength left him. The Philistines rushed in, captured him, and blinded him. They took him to prison, where he worked grinding grain in chains. But even in his darkest moment, Samson didn't forget God. His hair began to grow back, and with it, his faith. One day, the Philistines brought Samson to their temple to mock him, thinking he was weak and powerless. Samson prayed, "Lord, remember me. Strengthen me just once more." With that, he pushed the 2 pillars apart, and the entire temple collapsed. Samson's strength was back, and in one final act of faith, he destroyed the Philistines. Though Samson lost his life that day, he fulfilled his mission. His final act destroyed the Philistines and set Israel free. Samson's life teaches us that God can use anyone, even in their weakest moments, to fulfill his purpose. And no matter how many times we fall, God is always ready to help us stand again.